Today we stand on a precipice. The AI revolution is here, but we're walking into it blindfolded, just like the Norfolk peasants of 1700 who had no idea that their world was about to be shattered. Enclosures, displacement, their grandchildren choking on factory smoke. They didn't see it coming. Today, we can see only the pieces. Generative AI, automated vertical farms, precision fermentation, lab-grown protein. But we can't fathom the ultimate shape. Yet, we have one weapon they lacked: history. We've watched progress grind human lives into dust before, so maybe this time we'll steer a better course. The question is not whether a revolution is coming, it's whether we'll navigate it with wisdom, or whether we're bound to repeat the mistakes that push us into a well of unintended consequences. In the early 1700s, the earth was exhausted. The open field system demanded a fallow year, 1 in 3 where the fields were left bare. Famine was always one bad harvest away. Then came a quiet revolution that began right here in Norfolk, UK. Thomas William Coke, or Coke of Norfolk, looked at his sandy estate at Holcombe Hall and refused to accept starvation. He banished the fallow year. He orchestrated a 4-part biological symphony: wheat, then turnips, then barley, then clover or ryegrass. It was a closed-loop masterpiece. Turnips fed sheep in winter, clover fed them in summer, the sheep manured the soil for the barley. The earth thrived, yields tripled, food security exploded, people no longer starved, the population boomed. Wheat exports grew 8-fold from the UK. Coke's method spawned the agricultural revolution, but here's the twist nobody saw coming. As the productive yield multiplied, it needed fewer hands. Enclosures carved up the common fields, hedges replaced open strips, and a great displacement ripped the humanity out of Norfolk. Millions of rural labourers were detached from the soil and became human surplus. They flooded the new industrial cities like Manchester, Birmingham and Leeds. They left the skylark for the roar of the textile mills. The agricultural revolution didn't just sit beside the industrial revolution, it birthed it. Steam replaced muscle, iron replaced wood, the factory clock replaced the sun. But here's the thing. The factory worker in Manchester could only forge those iron rails because a farmer in Norfolk had mastered the art of crop rotation. The massive improvement in the crop yields initiated by the agricultural revolution created the human resources that powered the industrial revolution. Progress, but with a devastating human cost. And 2.5 centuries later, history is rhyming. Walk into a modern Norfolk glasshouse today, you're stepping into a laboratory where the agricultural and digital revolutions have finally collided. Dutch-style technology, hydroponics, vertical farms, AI-controlled environments. Drones drift through the mist, their multispectral cameras reading each leaf's nitrogen level. Machine learning calculates the exact dose of organic fertilizer required for every square metre of the earth. AI predicts harvest day to maximise nutrition. And behind the wheel of an autonomous tractor sits a new kind of pioneer, the farmer who monitors everything from his tablet. This is the future of agriculture, but it's not extractive industrialism, it's a digital return to natural balance. The very technology we feared would alienate us from nature is now being used to heal the soil. But the ultimate question hanging over Norfolk today is one of sovereignty over slavery. In the 1700s, Coke linked turnip, clover and sheep to create a biological loop. Today, AI does the same thing with data, satellites, ground sensors and hydroponics. Waste is erased, water consumption is fractional, pesticides redundant. The optimal growing conditions are perfectly engineered. For centuries we thought progress meant flight from nature, but the AI revolution in agriculture is doing the inverse. It's applying technology with a fine precision. The ghosts still walk these fields, in ancient hedgerows, in flint churches, in generational knowledge, but they're also in the code. The same restless spirit that drove Coke of Norfolk is alive today in the programmers' models, which understand and speak the language of plants. The mist still rolls off the Norfolk Sea. Norfolk remains, as it has always been, the breadbasket of Britain and the heart of its food security. But this time there's a blueprint. We know what revolution looks like. We've seen displacement, exploitation, and its unintended consequences. The question is, will we stumble forward like before, or will we pull off our blindfold and navigate intelligently by addressing hard questions? Who owns the AI? Who owns the seeds? Who controls the food chain? What happens to those left behind? Will we be consigned to useless eaters, as some have cruelly imagined, or will we leverage our spare moments to creative new endeavours and transcend new horizons? The agricultural AI revolution waits for no one. It will come because it works. Productivity will soar, prices should fall, hunger and scarcity ought to retreat. And for the first time since the factory whistle screamed, we might escape the circle of drudge. Imagine it, more free time, not for screens, but for deeper things like art, stillness, and connection to our natural world. For walking barefoot on the soil that we no longer have to break our backs for. The very technology that in the past had distanced us from nature could instead call us back to it, not as exploiters, but as witnesses, as stewards, as grateful guests. This revolution has the potential to usher in a great awakening, a chance to revere the earth precisely because we no longer have to fight at every meal. As soil and silicon merge, scarcity has a chance to transform to abundance. And this time, we won't have to lose our souls in the bargain. This time, we might finally get it right.